Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get notifications when we go live, hit that bell button next to the subscribe button. Definitely appreciate it. We go live 30 minutes after market close, 3:30 p.m. Central, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you are not yet a member of our free options trading group, the link is below. We got quite a few people in here. We got Joe, Ray Lee, Baron, Easy. How's it going? If you're here right now, say what up. Getting kind of a late start here. I've been gone all day away from my desk. Haven't been. I wish I was here today. It was an insane day. I did make some trades, but nothing too aggressive here. Greg, Samuel, Cobra Commander, how you doing? Ben, Nicholas, what's going on? If you're here right now, say what up. Howdy. If you got paid today, comment "got paid." Want to know what's going on, guys. Anyways, Dow was down over 600 points. You know, the S&Ps, as you can see here, just got slaughtered all day. You know, they tried to come back earlier today, but you know, didn't make it. Tim, how you doing? Yeah. So to kind of give Brian K, what's going on? Oh yeah, Samuel got paid by Amazon. Nice. Yeah, Amazon down 104.50. 104.50. AMD. What's going on with AMD? AMD. Oh no. Told you guys, be careful for those teens. Those teen levels there. High teens. Here we go. Anyways, it kind of because I was gone all day, I just was playing cleanup on the trades that I did yesterday. I sold off Baba, only made like 46 bucks. Sold it when it was like around 141. Obviously, I could have done a lot better, but I was really all day. I was really just trying to take risk off. Richard, how you doing? I was really just trying to take a risk off because I wasn't around, and also tomorrow I have meetings all morning, and I didn't want to like load up heavily on positions. And tomorrow's Thursday. You know, going into Friday, I'll probably put something on Thursday afternoon. I didn't really like the setup and my schedule with when I'm going to be at my trade desk and not at my trade desk. You know, so Verizon, I closed Verizon. Kind of go through it. So I closed down Alibaba when it was like 141 down in here. Then it did go down lower, which I could have made more money. But you know, at the end of the day, you got to lower your risk here. We got a nice spike on Verizon. I didn't think it was going to go that high. I sold it like mid-spike. It was like 57.50. So I actually lost $5 on it. Would have made like 50 bucks or so. So not a big deal, but really just trying to protect the account, protect the gains that I've made this week. McDonald's was my big loser, down 88. The reason why we're down 88 on McDonald's, we were actually down a lot more, is because since I put the trade on, it's gone nowhere. Theta is just crushing this. IV's going down. It's gone nowhere. I mean, there's some volatility today, but nothing. I mean, it closed up 20 cents. Didn't want to do what I want to do. I was down 88, but I still had about like $70 or $80 left in the trade. So I just wanted to clear the decks and get that cleared up. So I got $80 back out of that. I didn't want to lose anymore. Bank of America, Morgan Stanley. Those are the only trades I left on for tomorrow. You know, we had a very bearish sentiment here on Morgan Stanley. You know, I have the 44 puts here. You know, we're at 43.20 right now. And then Bank of America, pretty much the same thing. So I left it on. I might regret it, but you know, I lowered my risk so much that I don't really feel that, you know, if I lose on that, it's okay. But if it continues lower, we'll be getting paid on it. So, Dorian, how you doing? Yeah, Tesla actually posted a profit, guys. Brian K, yeah, called it on AMD. Yeah, we've been talking about AMD for a while. Logic, how you doing? Joe, a glorious day more like it. Did you see where the drip closed? I got paid. Flats on the table. Yeah, I mean, I think all this week everyone's leaving stuff on the table. Like yesterday, I left a ton of money on the table for Tesla because I actually didn't know they moved their earnings dates. If I knew they moved the earnings date, I probably would have cupped one or two. But at the end of the day, you know, anytime, like I said, anytime you go from 9 cents to something to over $1, I mean, that's like that's over 1,000%. I mean, it's a lot. Tomorrow is the day I have the call the low $5 Amazon bet. I don't know. Greg traded AT&T, Twitter, GE, all for the win. Nice. Should have kept the Siri calls. Logic bought a small put on Tesla, which Tesla posted a profit. They're probably that Tesla's probably zero now. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I could have made a lot more on Tesla, and people were calling me stupid and stuff for taking money, but you know, how do I say this nicely? You know, you shouldn't bash somebody for taking profits. I mean, it's just terrible. You know, I lowered my risk. I took the money off the table. You know, I had a really great day yesterday. Could have been a blowout day. But took the risk off the table. That's what the thing is. Like, if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's not always about, like, when you're trading, it's not always about indicators and all these fancy things. It's, what do you feel comfortable with? Do you feel comfortable holding $4 or $5 grand in profit in your account and just saying, maybe I'll get more? At the time, I did not. So I took my money. You know, you can have all the fancy instruments, all the tools, all the indicators, and all the things that you need to do. But at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable holding, don't do it. You know, that's kind of my idea. Nick B, any idea where Intel might go tomorrow morning? But real quick before I get into trade, Nick B, I will take that down. We'll talk about some of these trades. We'll talk about the earnings, AMD. We'll talk about Tesla. We'll talk about Intel. What I want to talk about, though, you know, for the people that are going to be watching this later, is the stock market going to crash? And why I say that is because it's been kind of like a slow chime down. I mean, we got some huge bars here. But if you look at it, I mean, we just kind of just drifting lower. Everything is very controlled. There's not really been any panic selling except for like maybe towards the end of the day, like since it broke this 2,700 mark. And I was kind of telling you guys over the last few days, you know, be careful of this 2,700 level, you know, right here, you know, where it's bounced previously. You know, we've seen it bounce a couple times here and leg up higher. You know, last time it was down in the 2,700s down here. We revisited 2,900, and we broke through. You know, after yesterday. You know, yesterday we barely closed above. We dipped below. Yesterday we dipped below 2,700 briefly in the morning. It was like 2,691, and then we recovered like, you know, a ton, almost going positive, which was truly amazing. And today, you know, it's really, the bears are really just bashing this down. Like the bull, like 2017 was the year of the bull. Like you couldn't go wrong if you bought anything. Like you bought anything, you made 100% instantly. Or more than that, whatever the case is. You know, you could buy calls, you could have bought stock, you could have sold puts. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what you were doing. All that matters was that if you were bullish, you were winning. And then 2018 comes around, and we start this year with a bang. 2018, we start this year off really, really crazy. I mean, it was insane. I mean, we were making money hand over. It was nuts. And when you're making money that fast, especially when you're bullish, like you should be very, very, very wary. And as you can see here now in retrospect, not a great idea to keep loading. And this really humbles some traders, and that's a good thing. To be a cocky trader is most likely you're going to be a losing trader. You know, so okay. Anyways. Yeah, I was just adjusting the stream settings here. You know, so are we going to crash? And when I say crash, I mean, right now we're dropping. This is just a drop. When I say crash, I mean, you got to go back to like a 2-year time frame to like, let's see here, like, you know, 2017 is a bad year. There's like no support in 2017. You know, a reasonable place would probably be like the low 2000s. You know, would really be where realistically where you'd want to be looking at, maybe 2,300. But either way, we're in the high 2000s right now. You'd be looking at the low 2000s, and that's what I mean, like a flash crash, something crazy. You know, this is not even that bad right now. So I mean, we could definitely we can definitely go to like the 2000s here, like easily. And I was saying, you know, we can. I was saying before this, you know, when we were getting. Let's get back into the 1 year, so it's a little easier for you guys to see. When we were in this right here, when it looked like it was either going to consolidate and bounce higher, or it was going to break to the lower. As we can see now, is breaking to the lower. You know, if it was consolidating, like I said, we could easily reach 2,900. But at the same time, it's like, to be cautious, we could easily reach 2,500 and $2,500 and $2,600. 2,600 is here. 2,500 is on deck. So, you know, be mindful of that. But however, we can still rip up. You know, once we get down to like 2,600 here, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. So when we get down to 2,600, if it doesn't bounce here, which, I mean, I don't know if it's going to bounce. This was a pretty deadly candle today. This was it. This was the candle. That's the only reason why I left those Morgan Stanley and Bank of America trades on, is because of this candle right here. This right here is what really stuck it to me right here. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Say what up. I'm trying to meet everybody. We got tons of people in here. But anyways, this is the only reason why I left the trade on. Like yesterday, we had a nice sell-off. We made some good money, you know, and then it recovered. And people are losing money hand over fist right now. And what you need to do is just use caution. Like right now, no, I'm not happy about my stock portfolio being down, and nobody is at the end of the day. But you know, I use options to kind of offset that and make more of my, you know, it depends on what your goals for your stock is. Like for me, my stock is 5-10 years or longer, whatever. I don't really care too much about my stock. You know, what I care more about is trading options on a day-to-day basis or weekly basis, or even a monthly basis. So, you know, this is my short-term and mid-term strategy, is trading options. So, you know, I think that at this point, because they just put the dagger in today, I think, you know, this is my opinion, of course. I mean, I definitely think we're going to be seeing this area down in here. And I'm actually, you know, despite people losing money and things like that, I'm actually really excited that there's volatility back in the market. And, you know, low volatility environments, it's hard. It's very, very hard as an options trader to get to where you want to go. But this type of market is it makes people, you know, it's gonna make people a lot of money. Yes, people are gonna lose money. Oh, look at Tesla, crazy, 315. Those 315 calls. Anyways, I would have if I was up that much on Tesla, I would be way too scared to hold through earnings. No way. I would not even hold one. I would have cashed out. You know, those Tesla calls were going for like $8-9 today. No way. But good for Tesla. Let's go through some of this. So we're going to talk about Intel. Let's see, Intel. What are they? INTC. Yeah, right now, I think in terms of any sector or anything, you know, right now we're basically hitting the yearly lows here. Let me actually make myself a little bit smaller here. Manny, how you doing? Right here, 42. You know, we're hitting the yearly lows. The problem with buying options right now is IV is through the roof. Let's see here. When does Intel have? They have earnings tomorrow. Yeah, I would probably wait. I mean, everything is going to be so expensive. I would probably wait. I mean, volatility is not going away. Like before, like in 2017, you were forced to do certain trades because volatility was so low. There wasn't a lot of opportunity. Like in 2017, I was doing way more earnings trades. This year, I'm hardly doing any earnings trades. I think the only earnings trade I did so far was like Morgan Stanley, and that was like last week, and the year is almost over. So, you know, because volatility has returned to the market, I haven't felt the need to really gamble on earnings or take an earnings position. I've been making more money on after earnings come out, except for I lost on McDonald's. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Microsoft is up 4%, so Microsoft beat. Oh, Tesla still. We'll keep that up. So the one thing that I was saying, oh man, that was went down to 98. Microsoft, my buy zone for Microsoft was 105, and I'll show you guys why I liked Microsoft at 105. I didn't buy it just because I had a lot of things going on yesterday, and I was actually probably glad that I didn't, because I don't really like to trade in this environment earnings, because even as you can see, even if things have great earnings like Netflix had great earnings, it went lower. Bank of America, Boeing actually went up today, but it was a struggle. But I like the 105 area mainly because it bounced back in here, it bounced in here, bounced in here, and I liked this area. However, at close it cut through that, but earnings, depending on, it's going to be very interesting to see how these companies that like Tesla and Microsoft that are gaining, how they're going to impact the market tomorrow, and if they're going to sell off or if it's going to cause some sort of a rally or not. So far the earnings have been good, but it has not, except for like Caterpillar and 3M, I guess those weren't good. But bank earnings were good. And now looks like the tech sector is starting to report good earnings as well. I know housing is down, stuff like that. So, right now this earnings season is probably the most important earnings seasons for our market in a long time. I'm just catching up here. Let's see here, guys are. Oliver, there's less risk when volume is high because it means reverting. I'm not sure what you mean. Sears got delisted. I don't think. Oh, it did. Oh, it's a pink sheet stock. Oh man, I had to go to Sears. Joe. I thought of you the other day because I had to go to Sears the other day because I was at the mall. And I had to get a battery, and there was no place in the mall to get a battery except for Sears. So that was my first purchase in Sears since probably I bought something for my parents there for Christmas when I was a little kid. What do you guys think about Tesla? You think it's going to go to 400? 350 at least? 350 area? What do you guys think? It's hard to see where Tesla's going just because it's been so choppy, but we've been making really good money in this choppiness. It's been great for trading, And down here in the 250s, I mean, you didn't need an indicator to tell you to buy down the 250s. I've been buying down the 250s and it's been great. And so far 250s has been great support for Tesla. And as you can see, multiple times this year, it's ripped back from that. It did have like a little bit right here from the couple last week is where we got faked out, is where I lost my gains, is I thought it was going to continue and then it sold off. When it hit 280-ish, it came back down. Sorry guys, I ate my lunch like right before the stream. Richard, can you look at CAT? I found it this morning. Caterpillar had earnings yesterday. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So now charts are so bad, you got to go to the 2-year chart. Charts are so bad, you got to go to the 2-year chart. Okay. I mean, down to 112. I mean, it looks better down in the 100 area than it does like at 110 here. It did consolidate down here last July to August. It did have a nice period of consolidation here around this 112 area. IV's perking up. Let's see what the so you guys can see here. Let's see what we got. Man, premium is expensive for this week. But Caterpillar already had earnings. They're still at 92. They're at 92 IV rank here. I mean, it's hard to put positions on because let's say the market doesn't move the next 2 days. Let's say it just sits around here. You're gonna be in trouble. Right now it's gonna be hard to put positions on. Even if you're selling like wide iron condors, you could probably get something pretty wide here. I think I'm gonna do something for Theta. I think I'm gonna be doing something for Theta Thursday this week because the premium is so rich. So tomorrow, Theta Thursday, we're gonna go in heavy. Well, yeah, you can do something like this, but the risk here. I mean, Cat was down $6 today, And the expected move, Caterpillar was down $6 today. Expected move here is $3, so it's more than double the expected move. I don't know what the expected move was yesterday, but you know, you're gonna this like an iron condor like this, you're gonna be in trouble. You know, I would say wait. You know, if it were me. It's hard to catch the knife because like what I did. Look at McDonald's. Kind of give you an example of a loser. So McDonald's, just give you an example. We consolidated down here, then we had our earnings. It ripped up $9, $10 right up here. I put the position on down here because I thought we were gonna fall down to like 172 area. So I thought we were gonna fall down to 172, and it didn't. It stayed the same. And this is what you got. This is what, when you buy a premium, what you need to be most afraid of is when volatility is high and things are moving, and then it just stops. And look, McDonald's, it just stopped, and I actually was down. I was down 50% on that position. You know, so that's what you got to be scared of. If we have a day or two that the stock market doesn't move after big moves like this, which is very possible, you got to be very careful about. You got to be very careful about it not moving just like this, and then you're going to be down. Even though the pricing maybe moved closer, like today at 178 was closer to my 180 than I was yesterday. Theta and IV just crushed, and you know that's what it is. Like McDonald's IV crush down here from McDonald's when I put the position on. So I was buying puts on. Greg's been buying puts on positive earnings. Let's see here. You guys are the chat is live today. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. We got like 50 people in here. It's amazing. You guys are making my day. I had a rough day today, not because of the stock market, but William Ford is mad. Had a strangle. Yeah, Ford had earnings. They only like posted a penny above, and things like Ford and stuff you got to be careful about because they're no longer growth stocks. I had a better day than my $2 loss yesterday, up 7%. William, congrats. Congrats, 7%. 7%'s good. Like, most people don't make 7% in a year or 2% in a year, and you just made 7% in a day. Just put that in perspective. John just made 550 with Microsoft. John, did you have stock or were you trading options? Because you didn't make 550 unless you cash out with options. Sakara Kit, what is that? Rayleigh thinks it's going above 400. Tesla. Sorry, I'm a bit behind on this chat because you guys are talking it up here. Sorry, Easy for your loss. R.I.P. R.I.P. AMD calls. Oh, let's talk about AMD. But let me go through this chat real quick. Oh no. So that's why I was telling you guys for AMD. Dorian, our IWM put's still good for the week. I think we're still, based on today's chart, we're still going lower, but you never know. Pricing for IV and G was great. Middle of the day. Yeah, I wish I don't normally trade GE, but you know right now it's a lot harder to find the deals. Sakara Kit sold far out iron condors and Cat, Tesla, Microsoft at high IV. Nice. You just got to be careful about these moves. We're gonna have some wicked moves, but if you got it, take profits when you can, because it's gonna get violent. Bulls are gonna get angry. Bulls are gonna be very angry. The Bulls keep trying to come back. They tried to come back yesterday, and Bulls just got decimated today. Like not even close. So Sakara Kit, so crowded. So crowded in here. Yeah, I mean, people are wondering if the stock market is going to crash. And if you're joining us late, I did talk about it. Watch the replay. I did talk about it earlier in this live stream. Oh yeah, we also just reached 500 members in our options trading group. So I mean, things are popping. You guys are amazing. Like that, you guys support me, support the UVH fam. I mean, it's just amazing. And there's still likely let's see here, Joe. There's still likely a similar drop coming for AMRN as we saw AMD. Joe, I agree. However, if they do something great, it can go through the roof as well. So like I always try to play like the opposite of me when I put on a trade. Like let's say I thought that AMD was going to do good this earnings. Let's say I thought that. You guys know from the last couple of days what I think of AMD. But let's say I thought it was going to do good, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to position myself. Then the back of my mind says, but what if it doesn't? What if AMD doesn't do that well? What if AMD doesn't? And I would have probably put on a bullish, like if I traded it, I probably would have put on a bullish strangle, and I would have got paid. I wouldn't have put an iron condor on it, or I would have probably wouldn't have sold premium, because as you can see, it's things have been moving beyond the expected move, and to be a premium seller to make money, you have to stick within the expected moves or pick a side is the deal. And AMD was a hard one to read because it looked like it wanted to go back up to the 30s, but now we're down to here. We're down in the 19, 18 area, which I did tell you guys about. You know, this area here, or 16s, 16 to high teens is what I was targeting yesterday or the day before. Greg had an average down on GE, but it paid off big. Yeah, sometimes you got to play defense. If you still believe in the trade, average down. Sumesh, SPY needs a breather. Bulls need some strength. Yeah, the Bulls have... The thing is about the Bears. The Bears have a lot of ammo because the Bears were just getting killed in 2017. So they're going to come for the pigs. They're going to come for the pigs. Don't let them come for you. And like I've told you guys this before, that, you know, win or lose, whether you're bullish or you're bearish or what, you know, the person or what's on the other end of your trade is they want the same thing that you do. You want your account to grow, and they want their account to grow. At the end of the day, your account's going to grow or their account's going to grow. It's not going to go both. It's not going to go both ways, right? So, you know, just keep that in mind, that the person or the people, the institutions that you're trading against, their goal is to empty your account and to make make theirs larger. So to make that's why trading is so hard. Like, don't get discouraged if you're not profitable every day. Don't get discouraged if you're not profitable in a month. Don't let it beat you down. Just understand that end goal is for them to empty your account, and that's why, you know, they want to make money. But to do that, they want to empty your accounts. They want to steal your shares. They want to take your options. AC, is there any way to sell a premium without massive account? Yeah, AC, you need a 2K account to sell margin on Tastyworks and Thinkorswim. Robinhood, I think it is less, I believe. I don't know. I have, in my Robinhood account, I have more than $2 grand, so I don't actually know. I don't really trade on there, but you can. I think some people with smaller accounts sell premium, but they do block you out. So, but you need at least a $2,000 account because you need a margin account for it. Easy. Only thing I made some good money on was Square. Let's see. I've been watching. I own stock in Square, man. Stock. So you think Square? You think Square's coming down to the 50s? Joe. This is Joe. Joe was calling 50 a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Keep that in mind. You know, the thing is, when stocks go up too much, they come down even harder. You know, that it's the market, and that's the way the market should be. The market shouldn't always just go up all the time, like we've been experiencing over the last year and a half, 2 years, or whatever the case is. The market shouldn't go up all the time because that's not healthy. You need some pullback. You need some support. You need some times that are just dull and boring, where the market doesn't change at all. Like you need some. That's kind of what will bring a healthy market. What's not healthy is when you go up every day, and now you're going to see we're going to pay the price. We're going to pay the price, and you know, we're going to make money on it. This group right here, you guys, you're going to make money on it. I'm going to make money on it, but there's a lot of people out there that are going to get really screwed in this. They're going to get really screwed, and that's what happens when there's like FOMO, fear of missing out, and all that kind of stuff too. Like, you got to be careful. You got to be careful about that because, you know, buying, you know, I have the idea. It's not always a popular idea where there isn't a top and there isn't a bottom. Like, sure, the stock market can keep going, like we witnessed in 2017. I was like, wow, we're breaking records every day. Things are amazing. However, I mean, I guess the only bottom would be zero, and we wouldn't care about the stock market anymore. But relatively there's no bottom. Like if people were to say at the start of 2018, if people were to say, oh, at the end of 2018, the S&Ps is going to be 2,000. You know, you would have called that person stupid. You would have made fun of them. But now you're like, well, wow, that might actually happen. That could happen. The S&Ps could go to 2,000 this year. You know, as easily as it went up to 2,900 from the 2000s. I mean, this year isn't a very good example but in 2017 we went up. Let's see, where did we start? I don't even remember where we started 2017 out. Okay, 2017 we were in the low 2000s, so we started out 2200-ish, let's just say. So we started out 2200-ish, and in 2017 we went from 2200 to 28 to 20. Sorry, let's backtrack here. To 2700. So we went 500 points in a year, 2200 to 2700. And if you were to say we were going to go back to 2000 in 2018, you would have been made fun of, ridiculed, and all that. But just keep in mind, like, I like to keep the mentality that there's no top, there's no bottom. Because if you thought there was a top, in 2017, people kept calling it top. People kept calling it top. And they kept shorting, they kept shorting, they kept shorting, they kept losing money and losing money and losing money until they were bled out, and then they finally dropped it. You know, so just keep that in mind. There's no top, there's no bottom. I mean, the bottom's zero, but it's not going to zero unless we cease to exist as a country. But that's a different story. We don't need to get we don't need to get our tinfoil hats on. Let's go to the comments here. Jeff says, I think the bots get triggered tend to make the directions up or down more dramatic. Yeah, I mean, the machines get programmed to sell or buy. It is what it is. Right now, the machines are on to sell. Oh man. Well, if anybody, let's see how much those AMD 17 or 18 puts. They were probably expensive though. Actually, not. So, man, this is a standard deviation. So this line right here is one standard deviation. This line is right here 2 standard deviation. So we're beyond a 2 standard deviation move right now on AMD. And these will probably go. What do you guys think for tomorrow? Well, tomorrow's not Friday, so that's good. So it's going to hold some more value. 80 cents. So if you bought 10 of these for, let's say, 100, 150 bucks, you're going to probably be like 80 cents tomorrow, I would imagine, somewhere around there. Unless we drop even more. Does anybody have any idea how earnings went? Does anybody know what the for AMD what the numbers were? I can look it up, I guess. Let's get to AMD. If only I kept my 27 put on. Secure kit, yeah, that's. I mean, you don't always know. Like, that's one of the things. Like, people were making fun of me because I closed out my Tesla trade. Yeah, I could have made 20 grand instead. I made 3,500. But at the end of the day, listen to me. I made 3,500. It's not stupid. So be glad if you took profits off that. Be glad. Yeah, Joe, it was a slam dunk, but not on my part. I was actually on Tesla. I was just looking to break even. I wasn't actually to make money, and I surprisingly made some cash flow. Easy. Hedge yourself, man, and don't trade earnings. Don't trade earnings. If you're consistently losing on earnings, don't trade them. Trade the aftermath. It's more fun. I don't like the coin flip either. Like, you could, if you're not sure, like I said, like Netflix, great earnings, sold off. AMD. What if AMD, like, everyone, like, right now, like, is getting really thirsty right now that has puts. What if all these people that bought puts in AMD, let's say tomorrow we open at 23. It could happen. Don't think it can't happen. Microsoft as well. Like, we closed at 102.32. It's at 106. It could come back to 102 easily. So don't don't think that you got this in the bag, because you don't have it in the bag until market open tomorrow. You can see where you're actually at. Like, don't rejoice too soon, because I've seen a lot of people rejoice when things like this happen, and then watch them get on the conference call. Watch the people get on the conference call, and this returns back up to 25, and whatever they say is like magic. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I've seen it a lot of times that they drop a lot, they get on the conference call, they woo investors, they do what they need to do, and you know that. Just watch. Kyle got paid. Let's go. Kyle got paid thanks to GS215 put. Yeah, so Kyle, I'm still in Morgan Stanley and Bank of America. I just lowered my risk earlier. Nicholas paid 21 for AMD put. So yeah, Nicholas, you're gonna get paid hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, those are probably pretty nice. If it stays down in this range, of course. I mean, if it doesn't. Oliver, gotta stay disciplined, strategically place chips. Yep, exactly what I'm saying. You gotta take your shots. Don't take them all. Don't take all the shots, because that's when your account goes to zero. And also, I was talking to some other people. Is like, you know, just because an analyst or even like myself, fact check me, fact check analysts, fact check Kramer, fact check, you know, Citron, Andrew Left, all the big players that are giving their buy recommendations or sell recommendations, whatever. That's their opinion, and they're self-motivated based on their portfolio. You know, keep that in mind. They're not in it because they want to help you. They're not in it because they want to help you. They're not in it. They're not giving these recommendations because they think it's a good idea. I mean, they may think it's a good idea, but trust me, they're biased. Joe, 43 views. Please tell me there aren't 40 guys or 40 guys. Joe, we have, just so you guys know, we're on our Facebook page. We have 91% male and 9% female. So the female got to step it up in the trading world. Shumash is new to the group. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, if you're here right now and this video was of value to you, hit the subscribe button, push that like button. I really appreciate it. Robinhood over 2K gets level 3 options. Okay, yeah. Glenn's up 5% today. Hey man, like I said, Glenn, be glad you made 5% today. People were getting slaughtered out there. People were, you know, be happy. Be happy you're profitable. You know, small profits are better than losses. Any loss, like $50 loss, 10% loss. I mean, I'm sure you've seen way worse days. I'm sure you've seen way better days, and that's sometimes the market hands you opportunity, and sometimes it doesn't. Joe says, I think that's how the trusted trade work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they changed earning dates. I mean, that was crazy. That's what it caught me really off guard. Really off guard. Sumesh, any sources like books or websites to learn about options? So the thing about options is I would focus more about learning about stocks and how they move, and then adding on options. If you don't understand how the stock market works, you're going to have a very hard time making money in options. AMD plungers 21.5%. They missed revenue by $50 million. Thanks, Jeff. And they narrowly beat at a penny, but missed as much as 9 cents. Wow. Wow. Let's go to. So just because there's charts like this doesn't mean it's a good value, guys. Just because it went up a lot doesn't mean it's a good value. Like you guys are saying, like AMRN. I know the case for this. I've talked to some other people about this. I know what's going on. But charts like this are very, very scary. I mean, going from $2 to $20, if you weren't in on that, you're going to have a hard time now. Sure, this could go from $20 to $40 to $20 to $100, but it could also go down to $20, down to $10, down to $8, down to $6. You know, keep that in mind. There's no support here. Like at AMD, like I was telling you guys, there's no support there. AMRN, no support here. It could establish new support, but there's no support here. Thanks for the motivation. Oliver, full moon tonight, and we get an analyst rate. So, tomorrow I definitely think in terms of the S&Ps, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is what I think. Because they stuck it so hard, I don't think it's going to bounce until we're down in this area. Until we're down into the low 2600s. And if it breaks 2600, 2500 easily. And I'm saying this before it took forever. It took a whole year to get 500 points, and in just a couple of months, or just a month or two, it shed 400 points in just a month. So, like I was showing you earlier, in 2017, the S&Ps went up 500 points, but it took all year. We just put it in perspective with you. We just shed 500 points. We just shed 400 points in a matter of weeks. So I hope that puts that into perspective for you guys. Change this. What do the letters mean in TOS when seeing options? Are you talking about these little icons here? These means they have earnings coming up. This means it has dividends. Means it has a conference call. Some have news. You can look up if you Google Thinkorswim like legend, it'll tell you everything that you need to know. Joe, don't be creeping on the females. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, Glenn, you're getting it. You're getting it. You'll be fine. Consistency is key. And being the same always is key. And that's why I got out of the Tesla trade. Is not because I got out of the Tesla trade because I wanted to be consistent with my ideas. I wanted to be consistent with what I was doing. I wanted to be consistent with my trades. And I went from 9 cents and I sold them for $1.38, which I could have sold for a lot more. Yes. But when you go from 9 cents to $1.38 on any trade, I don't care what it is, you're gonna sell 10 out of 10 times, and that's what I did. Because my automatic, I wasn't thinking, oh, let's go look up why Tesla, why these options all screwed up. I didn't think about it. The automatic, because I'm so mechanical at this point. The gears went in my head saying, oh, I just made a lot of money. I'm gonna sell. You went from 9 cents to $1.38. Sell. It wasn't, oh, let's look up why. Let's see what's going on. It wasn't like that, because my brain is trained that when I'm up 500, 1,000% to sell, I don't try to milk it. I don't try to milk it for thousands and thousands of percents. In this case, it works against me. In this case, it worked against me. But this was one time out of the many. How many times is that level of thinking going to save me in the future? Like Tesla changing earnings while I'm holding options is like an anomaly, and that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen all the time. That doesn't happen hardly ever. And it happened, and that's why my thinking was what it was. It was self-preservation. It wasn't about what the Tesla. It had nothing to do about what Tesla was doing, where it was going to go. It had nothing to do about that. Nothing. Tesla's 330 now. Oh my goodness. Well, the thing is, like I said, I made a video about this. Man, I can't even spell. I made a video about this a while ago. Is where people were dwelling you can't dwell on your losers, but you can't dwell on your winners either. You gotta just take it a trade at a time. Win or lose, take it a trade at a time. Once that trade is off, that trade is off. You're not going back to it. You can't reproduce what you did. You can't do it. Now you can look up for the same setups, but you're not going to be. I'm not going to dwell. I could have made, if I would have held on to Tesla, I would have, instead of $3,500, I would have made 30 grand, 40 grand, easy, 30, 40 grand easy. But that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt because I know how to make money in the market. It doesn't hurt me at all. So I don't like to dwell on my trades, because let's say you dwell on losers, you really beat yourself up, and then you kind of get this bad mentality. And as a trader, you really need to get your head together. You need to keep your head on point. And same for dwelling on what could have been. Oh, I sold too early. And let's say next time I'm in a position on Tesla and I'm up 500%, and I say, hey, remember that last time where you took profits too early? You could have made tens of thousands more, and then I let it run and I lose all my gains. That's a bigger possibility than the anomaly that Tesla gave me, the gift that Tesla gave me the other day. Let's see here. Guys, I'm trying to keep up with chat. There's a lot of people chatting today. Ice Cooler, yeah, lock in the profits. Lock in those profits, guys. Let's lock them in. Hamed, how you doing? Yellow Fire, next line of support for BAC. I was telling you guys earlier, I think yesterday it was BAC, Bank of America, we're looking at 25. After 25, I'm looking at 23 and 22 range. And it's going to be harder now because once it breaks, like once Bank of America breaks down here, now I'm saying it like it's going to happen. I'm not sure if it will or not. If the market recovers tomorrow, great. If it doesn't, if it goes below this $25, you know, next on deck right here, we're looking at the 23 to 24 range right here, which was a top, which it broke through. Ideally, I'm looking at 22 to 23. No, great. We can get our Tesla short tomorrow. Joe, do you actually short Tesla with real cash, or are you just doing paper money? Come on, man. Confess. You talk a lot. I want to see some action here. Sakara Kit, yeah. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. Exactly. And that's when you've been trading for a long time. You get automatic about certain things. It's kind of like when you drive a car, when something comes in front of you, you hit the brakes. When something like that, like when I'm up when I wake up in the morning, I look at my portfolio, I'm like, wow, I'm up 500%. I take the money. I don't question it. I do not question it one bit. I think I'm missing a lot of comments here. And if I missed you guys, I apologize. Tuntanim, Netim. I'm sorry if I botched this bad. UVXY put plus 13%, but Robinhood again blocked my account as a day trader, even though I deposited over 27K. I've heard about that. I don't actively trade on Robinhood, but I have heard a couple of times from quite a few people that they've done this, that they've been flagged as pattern day trader, even though they have over 25K. Hate to say it, but I would move to Tastyworks. I mean, if you have a sizable account, I wouldn't mess with Robinhood because it's costing you a lot of money. I know that it says free commissions, but check out my video. I have a video about it costing you money. I can get it. I got you here. Let's get this for you. While I'm looking this up, it's taking a while. My bandwidth's not, because I'm streaming, so my bandwidth's not like super fast for browsing the web. Easy's winning $5 at McDonald's. Enough. Yeah, I actually had, unfortunately, I lost $80 at McDonald's today, and I actually bought McDonald's on the way here because I was starving. So I gave them more money. Here's the video. Here's a video for Robinhood that I did, kind of about costing you money. Tom, good move. Take the money and run. That's what I did. William, you sold the winning lottery ticket. I did. I had five of them too. I had 5 of them. Ice Cooler, would you short Tesla? I've shorted Tesla so many times with Ice Cooler. I've shorted them in the past. You know, I mainly, so like if you look at Tesla, I mainly short them around points of resistance. You know, 320 is a big one. However, now we're above that. So 360 is another one up here. 380 is another one up here. So they got a lot of points of resistance. The one thing that, you know, you got to be careful about right here is they did post profits. So you got to be careful about that. Their earnings winner. They posted profits, so you got to be careful. At least I'm still up 33% for the week. I agree. I think someone said, Greg, as long as I end the week higher than I started, then I'm good. Chetin, Nike. Let's see. I traded Nike. I made some money on it a few weeks ago. Let's go to the 1 year here. Yeah, Nike's got a ways to fall down here, down to like the mid 60s. I would be targeting. You know, it broke through 76, so now it's in the danger. Like the thing with the stocks right now, all these stocks are in the same boat. They broke through a small area of support, and they didn't really, like, no stocks in recent memory have been consolidating for a while, and they haven't been building great areas of support. Nike next great area of support for them is like 65 here. You know, this consolidated since January to April-ish, May-ish, somewhere in there. And then it decided to come up, but it looks like we're coming back down. So, you know, look up, when you guys get a chance, look up the tech stocks in the 90s, late 90s to 2000, and you'll see very charts that just go up and then go straight down. You know, when stocks don't get a break, going up, Nike seems to be a bit better because it didn't really move all year until the second half of the year. But now it's looking like it's giving up all those gains. William, I sold a BAC Strangle for a very small profit because I foolishly put on the October 26th, then I put on another for November. Yeah, when you're trading in this environment, I think I've talked about this before, is that you got to slow it down and really analyze when you're putting on trades and when you're taking off trades. You know, I've made mistakes where I bought too many. I've did the wrong expiration date. I did the wrong strikes because, like, in the heat of in the moment, you're trying to get the trade on, but it's better to get the trade right and lose a couple dollars than it is to, like, do something completely that you didn't mean to do at all. So you got to be careful. Joe, I post plenty of live trades, Nick, right there on your close board. Some make it, some don't. I gave you a 50% winner today. All right, Joe. Peter, come on, bro. Admit it took you could hold it a bit longer. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it, man. Okay, let's do a poll here. If you woke up tomorrow morning, or anybody, if you guys woke up, you put trades on the night before or the day before, the next day you wake up, you had like $4 grand in profits in your account. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna say, oh, since I made $4 grand so easily, I can double this, or are you gonna take the profits? Let's do a poll here. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys are doing. Ice cooler would have sold. Manny, take it. Come on. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm not crazy. So people give me a hard time for no reason. I think maybe people give me a hard time because they were bitter. Maybe they lost some money. And like I don't win. I don't make money every day. As I do these daily videos, you see me have losing days. I've had 200 down days, 300 down days, 800 down days. You know, it is what it is. Easy says Nicky will get crap for Tesla as long as this channel is open. Well, hopefully I get a better trade that you guys can talk about other than that one. But I don't mind that one. That one's fine. Take Dorian Seliga did Verizon. Yeah, I sold Verizon too. Peter. I appreciate the love, Peter. Yeah, so we're coming up on 50. We're coming up on almost an hour. A couple more minutes here. Oh, Nick went bitter. You guys are nuts. Okay, I didn't mean that. I mean, well, don't get mad at me if you lose in the market. You know, look at what you're doing. Look at what the market did to you. I didn't do anything. I didn't put the trade on. I didn't. You know, if you put a trade on and lose, it's not me that's losing for you. I mean, you lost the money. Not talking to you. Not talking about you, Easy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. I woke up with 170 in profit and sold everything. Hey, there you go, Greg. Attaboy. Bought SPY 85, sold at 63. It's closed at 234. Nice. Yeah. So tomorrow, what I'll be looking at. So I have the only trades on right now. I have on all my accounts. I only have Bank of America and Morgan Stanley. I had the 44 put and I have the 26 puts on this. I have a strangle really, but I don't really care about the calls. Obviously, I want to go lower. But you know, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Easy. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. You know, what I'm looking at tomorrow for the stock market is, more specifically tonight, what futures are going to do. Are futures going to be 100 points lower, 200 points lower? Are they going to be 100 points higher, 200 points higher? Are they going to be flat? That's going to tell you a lot. What would be very interesting to me is if it's going to be very bad for our positions, of course. But what would be interesting if they just stopped it right here and bled out these options, because premium is so fat right now. If they just stopped it here and bled out these options, but from the way the price action is going the last few weeks here, we're going to be expecting some high volatility, and probably if we have a down day, we're going to be going down to like 2,600. So 50-point drop. We had an 84-point drop today. You know, there hasn't been a crash yet. They haven't had to use a circuit breaker, which is what, like 7%. They haven't had to pull the breaker, so keep them up. Keep plans on podcast along with YouTube. Sumesh, I do have that in the works. It's just I'm trying to get the hang of it. I actually didn't think the YouTube channel was going to be this successful, or at least not as quickly as it did. Nick, can you look at Baron CHK real quick? Couple minutes. Let's hurry up. Chesapeake. I have traded this a little bit, but I don't typically trade it. But yeah, same story. If it doesn't bounce here in the 390s, that's going down, bro. I mean, 380s. If it breaks 380, actually, if it breaks 380, you know, you're going to be in big trouble here. So right now, I'm watching everything skewed to the downside. Really, let's call this week Ramen Noodles week. Exactly. Last night's futures were down big time. Can't believe I didn't pay attention to that. Easy. Yeah. Watch the futures tonight, guys. Watch the futures tonight. I got them at the top of my watch list up here. They're at the top of my watch list. I got the futures. Joe, yeah, I don't own any crypto. So, anyways, you guys have been amazing. You guys have been sticking around. I mean, we've had over 50 people on this stream. It's one of my biggest streams ever. I definitely appreciate you. If the video was of value, hit like. If you're not yet a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get notifications when we go live, hit the bell. You know, the market is getting real interesting. The market is getting real interesting, and this is the type of environment that us traders live for. This is it right now. This is it. This is here. You want to make money? This is it. This is it. 2017 was hard, you know, unless you were completely bullish and not overthink it. Anyways, you know, Tom, take profits. Did anyone else notice that Russ spiked in the final hour trading when everything tanked? It's a carry kit. I didn't notice that. What's man, AMD. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So everyone have a good one. You know, if you have any questions, leave a comment on the page. Hit up our options trading group. I have the link below to that as well. And if you guys need anything, you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger, Instagram. Links are below. Twitter, all of that. I respond to everybody. I get push notifications. So like Joe, every time you comment, I get a push notification with your comment. Just so you know, I get push notifications for all comments on the channel, so I try to respond to everybody. You guys have a great day. Let's get some money tomorrow. Let's get some money this week. If you're red right now, let's close out the week green. Let's get it, but don't force it. Don't force it. Let it come to you. So, you guys have a great one. I appreciate everybody. Much love. Thanks.